good morning. How are y'all doing? Starting early because we got some awesome stuff going on. I hope y'all like the new intro. Give me a second because I want to verify sound real quick. Hope y'all like the new intro. We're switching it up a little bit. Let's see. That was loud. Hold on. Okay, sound is sounding good. Hello, everybody. Anthony, always the first. A journey of random musings. Hello, Art Longton. Hello, Michael Fair. James Garcia. Josh is in the house. The Chuck Taylor. James Garcia again. Edward Coleman. Hello, 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 everybody. Yeah, we started early because we got some awesome news. I'm going to try and put this counter up here. We are currently at 29,926 subscribers. We're going to go over today, folks. If it's not, we're going over today. Excited about that. Thank y'all so much for joining. I hope y'all had a great week. This week has gone by super, super fast, at least for me. Got a lot of stuff going on, so I'm going to keep this counter up here. I hope y'all are doing great. You know, let's go ahead and knock out the usual stuff that we do. If you are not a part of the Facebook media group, I highly recommend that you join that. It's awesome. It's like this, but it's all the time. It's all the time. We're always learning and building off from each other so we can all have better media ministries and reach more people than ever before. So again, thank y'all. Who else just joined? Antonio, hello. Donald, hello. Rippard, hello. JHB, new supporter. Let's see. Refuge in Auxilia. Hello, hello. What else we got going on? If y'all ever have any questions, please feel free to email me at questions@ajhomes.com. I still have not updated this. It needs to be 72 hours. A lot of stuff is going on, so I cannot always guarantee that I will respond in 48 hours and 2 days. But hey, we're doing our best. I want to thank, obviously, because of this number up here, I want to thank all the subscribers. But if you have not subscribed, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit the notification button. That way you'll know about all these videos, and I'm sure everybody here is a part of that. So hello, Clarence. Thanks for joining. All the e-missionaries. Brother Art from Phoenix, Arizona. Hello, hello, hello. So as this number increases, folks, remember to be registered for the 30,000 subscriber giveaway. It's happening, folks. It's going to happen either later this evening or it's going to be first thing in the morning tomorrow. And I want to give a big thank you for all of y'all, because I would not have been here without y'all. This time last year, we just hit 1,000 subscribers, and what a difference a year makes. Thank y'all so much. What else we got? We also, don't forget, at the end of this month, we are doing our ATEM mini giveaway. So make sure you go ahead and register for that as well, too. We got 2 more. We're looking at expanding this into next year, but don't know yet. But just be on the lookout for that. Just make sure you're registered. And let me do this now so I don't forget. I want to thank the patrons who made this thing possible. All the videos here by their monthly contributions. I really appreciate it. It helps us do the things that we do here. George, what is going on? Joe Dexter, hello. Jay Richardson, hello. Ronnie, hello. Mr. Jackson, 2002. I went to high school with him. Thanks for joining. Also, want to thank our YouTube members. And I hit the wrong button. You can do that by clicking the join button below. And then, you know, for y'all who are new to don't know, all of the contributions do not come in here to line my pockets. We use that money to flip it back to getting hardware to review for y'all, and then ultimately we give that hardware away because I sure don't have a lot of space in here to stock up a lot of stuff. So thank y'all. Ishmael, hello. Let's see, what else do we got? Oh, I know. For y'all who watched my video from a couple of weeks ago about revisiting the Live Score app, I said that the owner of the company would give me a license, and we have picked the winner. And the winner will be Dan G. If you would please contact me, go to the About section under my channel and send me an email and let me know and we will get you that activation code. So thank you so much. Really appreciate the fact that the influence and everything that's going on, we're able to reach and impact and help more people. That's what this is all about. Hello, Richard from Detroit, Michigan. From Detroit, Michigan. Hello, hello. All right, folks. So we're going a little bit longer today because, like I said, we got the and my account went down. We got this sub count up here. We're a hop, skip, and a jump away from 30,000. Excited about that. But let's go ahead and get into the questions. Let me go back. Give a shout out to Michael here. He is going to be posting a tutorial here pretty soon on how to fix Bluetooth audio recording with the Android. So he's on the Facebook group. So make sure you're a part of that so you don't miss out on that. What else we got going on? Antonio, hold on, let me jump back here. Let me jump to Antonio's question real quick. He was saying, can you, and I don't have this image flipped backwards, so it's hard for me to read this. Anyway, give me a second. I need to open up a studio monitor so I can see, because my teleprompter here is not helping me since I have this image backwards. It's not backwards, so the text is not backwards. All right. Can you show me a picture of the Blackmagic HDMI to SDI converter? Sure. Let's turn the comment off. Switch over to the monitor. Put on the picture-in-picture. And let's go to BH Photo. And we're looking for the SDI to HDMI converter. And I would show you the ones I have, but they're in the trunk of my car, and I don't feel like running outside to get them. So these are the two right here, HDMI to SDI and SDI to HDMI. Please make sure you check these, because there's a bunch of companies that make these, and they color it everything exactly the same, but they can't put the Blackmagic logo on there, so be mindful of that. Really don't see the difference except for they're backwards, and then there's a SDI in and then a loop out for the SDI to HDMI, but the HDMI to SDI has two SDI outs, so that's the difference there. Let's see. Make sure I don't miss any question. James Garcia saying here, we're using SDI, but it looks really messy, especially when moving around with a camera, so I'm hoping a wireless transmitter would help, but I'm afraid there would be too much delay. Well, I'll be honest, the HDMI transmitter that I used, that I put in the chapel at my church, even though when I hooked the camera up to it, it wasn't that bad delayed. And I think mine was only around $125. So again, I've never used one. I wouldn't mind trying to use one now that I have. Actually, you know what? I think I might do that. Since we have the ATEM Television Studio HD in the church, I have one more HDMI input. I might want to try that Sunday. See if that'll mess people up. Have my maybe I'll disassemble the Blackmagic or something like that and put this on the floor wirelessly and see how that goes. I think that would be kind of cool to try out. Let's see. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Yeah, Chuck. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought Chuck was talking to me. Let's see. Let's go to page number 1. Ripard would like to know, can you recommend a good budget wireless HDMI transmitter for camera, please? And also, which PTZ camera works with the ATEM Mini Pro, if you know? Honestly, all the PTZs should work. If it's SDI out, you got to convert it. If it's regular HDMI, it should work. Just make sure you want to do it at least in HD 720 or 1080p. But a wireless transmitter is similar to what I was just talking about. And like I said, I only talk about the ones that I have used. So give me a second to look up what I purchased. This is the one that I purchased that I have at my church right here. And it's going for 126, or they have another one here that's going for 160. That's the one that I used, and it's still in my chapel right now. Thank y'all. I was messing around with the playing around with this new intro. I might change that and use that for my main one. I'm trying to do some different stuff here. So new content is coming next week. So for those people who have questions, good questions that will actually take a little bit longer for me to explain, I'm going to come out with a series called One Shot, where it's just going to be the video just answering that one question and trying to get in as many as I possibly can. But that's what we're going to be looking for. So if you got any good questions that you want me to answer, please email me at questions@ajhomes.com. And, you know, if it's something that can be answered like in 30 seconds, I obviously can't turn that into something. We're going to try and turn these into videos that you can use as reference for a specific question. Feature some of y'all subscribers as a thank you, as well as, you know, give you a shout out and do all that other cool stuff. What else we got here? Jonathan would like to know, did I order the streaming bridge? Actually, yes, I did the day it was announced, and I never received it because it's been back ordered like crazy. So I ended up canceling it because I didn't want $250 just sitting out there like that I can use for something else. So when I see that they're in stock, I will order one. But I know like Chuck Taylor on here, I think he built one following a guide from a guy named Aaron that I talked about before. I forgot his last name. Starts with a P. I pronounced it wrong. But built one with a Raspberry Pi. I haven't had a chance to do that. But once it finally comes out and it's available, I will get one and test it out. Chuck would like to know, how about a little instructional on how to color match your cameras? Well, when I decide to color match my cameras, I will do that. I'm kind of old-fashioned. I have not gotten into that stuff right now. I'm just trying to get my cameras to be at a better quality first before I try and match them. And I'm trying to get my folks to understand production etiquette, if I want to call it that. You just don't kill sound and cut a camera without a fade. I mean, it's kind of jarring, but trying to educate people on that. But once I do get into that, I will gladly make a video about that. Anthony, would I need 2 of these for the 2 55-inch TVs so that they could be plugged into the streaming computer? This was a question that Anthony asked me about a while ago. And you know what? How about we just turn this into a simple one shot? How about that? No, I do not want to update this right now. So let's cut over here. Excuse me. And we're in draw.io. This is the desktop app. And wants to know how to connect 2 TVs to an output. Now, this is really simple. And this is similar to what we did at Zion Chester. So let's go ahead and make a TV here. Make a TV here, and I'll just do a laptop or something like that. Just say that this simulates the A10 Mini. All right, so we got this, and the idea is, how do we get this to here? Know that, yeah, you can go with HDMI over fiber and all this other stuff. I feel that that's a waste. That's just me. But that is your choice. And hold on, I forgot I was playing around with my settings. That's when my window was off. But you could get one of those. I think that's a waste. That's just me personally. What I would do is run the HDMI out from your ATEM and convert that into SDI. So you would need an HDMI to SDI adapter. So the HDMI would come into this. Now, if we went with this one, as you can see, this one is, and make sure it's up here. If we went with this one, you can see it's HDMI in, and it gives us 2 SDI outs. So you could cut corners if you only need 2, but just know that if you want to have more than that, you're going to have to get a splitter. So now that this is HDMI, and then you come out with 2 SDIs. So you could come all, well, actually, hold on. Let's undo that. And we need 2 of the opposites here. So this would be SDI to HDMI. And the same thing right here. So what this would do, HDMI converts to SDI, run this to over here, then run the second output to here, and then now you have HDMI to your TV. So again, this is SDI cable, then HDMI, HDMI. Now, the best way in doing this, try and make sure that both of these TVs support the exact same resolution. Because worst thing you need is for these to not match. You might have a problem. But if you're in a position like most churches, you're buying this equipment. If somebody donates it, like I did at Lebanon, I suggested TVs, but we purchased the exact same one. Makes it a lot easier. This will work. This will work no matter what you're doing. So if this was an ATEM, it will output. If this was a laptop and you're trying to put ProPresenter, EG Worship, Worship Extreme, whatever to display, it will work. If you have any more displays other than that, what you would need to do is add an SDI splitter in here, which normally gives you a 1x4, 1 in, 4 out, 1 in, 8 out, whatever like that. And then this would move to here, and then you would run that into the splitter. Now just be aware, every time you add pieces in here, it adds latency, so you don't want to have a whole bunch of craziness on here, especially if it's in the main sanctuary. If this happens to be in a fellowship hall and all your sound is coming through this and it's away from speakers, you're fine. But if you have a whole lot of jumps inside of here and it's going to main screens that everybody's going to see, you will notice some latency. This won't give you a lot of latency. As a media person who's looking at this all the time, you will probably pick it up before anybody else in the sanctuary. But just be mindful that if you start seeing stuff like that at people in the congregation, that means most likely you have too much converting time going on here, and that's what's slowing down everything. So hopefully that helps you. Josh here would like to know, what is your take on the new Macs release, and do you think they are the best option for church broadcasting? No, I don't think they. Maybe I'm not. I'm not trying to be a jerk. I just don't like the Apple tax. That's what I really think it is. That's just me personally. So let's go over here and look at these new fangled things. So let's look at the Mac. Please don't get one of these. Please don't do that. Let's go with the iMac and let's see what they're talking about right now. And let's look at our specs first off. See, this is just the lowest is just a dual core, blah. A quad core. I mean, now this is still using the Intels. I thought they were doing the new ones where they're using their own chip. So maybe these are old. But me personally, these are just, to me, these are just beyond underpowered, and they're about $1,000 more what you could spend. But again, if you like the Mac ecosystem, obviously I'm not a fan of the Mac ecosystem. Well, actually, I don't really care. I'm just not a fan of it. There's nothing really compelling me to work on that. So I don't want to say from a hardware standpoint, yeah, it could work, but you're going to pay significantly more than what you could do from a PC standpoint. And at this point, if you are into the Apple Mac OS ecosystem and that's what you want to do, then go for it. Just know that if you're about the performance of everything, you can get away with doing this on the PC significantly cheaper. That's just me. So not hating, I'd rather use my money for something else. That's just me. JHB is saying he's still looking for an easy way to add captions. Honestly, every platform has it built in. It's not 100% accurate. In Facebook, you can turn that on. In YouTube, you can turn that on. Like, I could turn it on for this stream. I just don't want to. That would be the easiest way. But just know that if you were doing it live, you would probably want to delay your stream by 60 to 90 seconds to give you enough time for that person to process and put the closed captioning on there. Another question here. How can I play music on our church YouTube channel during a live stream without getting hit by the YouTube copyright hammer? Easy. By playing music that you have rights to or that you're doing yourself that you wrote. That's the easiest way. Unfortunately, the content ID hammer on YouTube and Facebook, they're just looking for the fingerprint of that song. If you made it, it's yours. You own it. Like, I have about 20 songs registered with the Library of Congress under my name. If anybody tried to come in and say, you don't have, no, I wrote that, I performed it, I own it, that's mine. I can do whatever I want to with that. If you get an artist that owns the rights and they give you the rights to do it, you can do that as well too. And then I'm playing around, I'm fighting this actual thing where I sang a song, a gospel song, and they hit me, and I said it's fair use. They said no. So I'm battling with them saying, okay, well then, gospel artist, even though it wasn't a gospel label to hit me with it, if you have a problem with me singing your songs because it's copyrighted, then guess what? We just will never sing your songs ever at church if you want to be like that. And I guess my personal, as a musician, as a singer as well, I'm like, why in the heck do you make a gospel song but then make a church have to buy a license from you just to sing and play it? I'm like, what was the point of you doing a gospel song? That's just me. I don't know. What y'all think about that? Joe would like to know, how is the laptop working for you? I heard you mention the ATEM test process you use. Have you tested DaVinci and similar editors? I'm looking for affordable mobile unit for streaming. Well, actually, right after this, I started this early for 2 reasons, because there was a bunch of people on here, and I have to go to a site where I'm doing a Zoom wedding tomorrow, and I'm taking the laptop to test out the bandwidth and the upload speed. So that's what I'm doing right after this. And honestly, I'm really happy with it. I installed DaVinci Resolve 17 on it. I haven't had a chance to edit with it yet. I would do small edits on that, but I will let y'all know. And I ended up getting a Lenovo system here. Hold on. This was recommended by Chuck Taylor. Really, and it just cut off right when I came over here. Really happy with it. It was like $350, something like that. And yeah, I'm really happy with what it's doing so far. I was able to stream with it, and the real test is going to be when I actually start to do this wedding. And this is like kind of my mobile desk when I'm going bouncing around and doing work and stuff like that. And if y'all want to, I will leave a link in the description to the exact one that I got. And you can ask Chuck in the comments too, because he's got that same one. Awesome. See, Jonathan, okay, you said you got your streaming bridge yesterday. I need to see if these are in stock then, because I've had a lot of people ask me about this. So let's cut over here. And let's look up the streaming bridge. Oh, now it's released and it's in stock. Okay, we'll think about ordering one. I don't know. Maybe I'll order it now. I don't know. But we'll see. let me do that off camera, so we'll see. Sean White Jr. What would you recommend for a laptop that's capable of streaming? Would you recommend a laptop at all? If you had a choice, no, I wouldn't use a laptop. But the laptop I just talked about, the Lenovo with a Ryzen 5, is more than powerful enough to handle the live stream. If you really, really needed to do that, but me personally, I always go with a desktop just because it gives you future, I hate using the word, but it's future proofing, because you can always add a new processor, add new memory, add a new graphics card. Compared to this laptop, when I reach its limits, I may be able to put memory in it. maybe because they got the whole thing sealed, so you can't really get into it. But I mean, with a desktop, you can completely change out everything if you need to. That's why I go to that. But if budget is constrained, that, like I said, that system was $350. I was happy with it. And what it's doing right now, the real test is going to be tomorrow, and I will let you know about that. Abraham, my OBS is disconnecting itself and reconnecting continuously. My internet is good. I am not able to figure it out. Any help, please? Well, what do you mean by disconnecting? Is it showing the green, yellow, and red in the lower right-hand corner, and it just says your upload speed just drops to 0? Need a little bit more in understanding what disconnecting OBS means. Woodrow here. Just picked up the Pocket 4K last week. How are you liking yours? We primarily use it for streaming with the ATEM. What resolution and format do you usually shoot at? Honestly, right now I am in Ultra HD right now. That's what I'm using, which y'all can see. I always do my stuff in Blackmagic Raw, but I have not recorded solely with this camera yet. The events that I normally would have been using this for, why I bought it for, COVID kind of knocked that all out of whack. So I really haven't had a reason to dismount this and take it to actually shoot outside. I really need to, but I just haven't. But that's what I'm doing. I normally, when I was shooting with this, is to match the 4K output that I'm getting from my drone when I'm flying with the little sample stuff that I was planning on doing. But yeah, I wanted to leverage Blackmagic Raw since I do everything in DaVinci Resolve and leverage that. Thank y'all so much. Let's see. Augustine. Sure. I mean, it'll be a short video, but sure, I will show y'all how to do that. I've been meaning to do that in the videos that I do. Sometimes I do a time lapse of me making them, but if you want me to do a specific one, sure. I got some cable. All my stuff is in the car, so maybe I'll come and do that here. Thank you, Journey of Random Musings. I thought they moved everything to their new chips yet, but I know that's coming. But, okay. Well, thank you. I will look into that. Josh, you're funny. See, exactly. This is what I'm talking about. I'm gonna leave that one alone. I'm gonna leave that. King Wow YT. No, it is not. I am in Virginia. JHB, yeah, it is. Let me cut over here, and I'm gonna show you real quick the closed captioning. Now, again, Facebook's and YouTube's is not 100% accurate, so just be very well aware of that. So if I come over here to, let me set this up so I don't end up posting something I don't want to show first. Come on there, Mr. Facebook. Come on, it won't let me cut out. Okay, here we go. All right, so if I cut over here, I'm in the back end of Facebook getting ready to do a live, and under viewing, you have turn on auto-generated captions. If you turn that on, it will give you captions in Facebook if you wanted to use them. But like I said, they are not exactly 100% accurate, but they will get you maybe about 85% of the way there if you wanted to use them. So hope that helps. Yeah, like Chuck is saying, he's happy with it. Great laptop. Awesome, awesome. John Cook. The program out of the ATEM TV studio to hardware encoder. Looking to replace with OBS for lower thirds on live stream. Do I bypass ATEM and go straight to OBS computer, or do I run into ATEM and use DSK? I do everything in the ATEM and use the DSK, even with this setup. And I just send the final to OBS. I only do stuff in OBS and vMix that I haven't figured out how to do. Who is calling me? Who hasn't done this in here? Hello? And wouldn't it just be a robocall? Really? I was about to put somebody on blast who was going to be on here who called. Let's see. I'm getting ready to say something about a comment here in a second. Wait a minute. I feel that my spirit says don't respond to that, so I'm not going to. Edward, here. We have a fellowship hall fully detached from the main sanctuary building and want to put a projector in for our overflow. Do you have any ideas on how to get that to work? Yes, I would use NDI with that. You would do a network bridge between the two buildings so that they can get internet. And the second, I'm actually getting ready. I actually did a proposal for a church in South Carolina to do this. I'm waiting to hear back from them. But the idea is you would run NDI. You would need not a very strong system, but you need a system to run a NDI studio monitor. Whatever you're broadcasting, whether it be OBS, vMix, whatever, broadcast that over NDI. And if they are always on the network between that bridge between the two different buildings, the laptop or the computer in the detached building should see that NDI feed, and then you can just connect that to the output from a laptop or something, or the computer, to the projector, and there you go. I know that sounds kind of funky, but I mean, the main thing is you're using NDI to send your video over the network, and then you just need to extend the network between the two buildings. So for example, you could use something which I've been wanting to use at my church, but at my church I try not to keep adding a whole bunch of stuff because it messes people up. So where am I at? So here I'm on Ubiquity's site, and I'm trying to looking for these. There's a nano bridge. It all depends on how far away the building is as well too. So you could get something like 2 of these. It all depends on the distance. And what this would do, you can have a bridge between 2 locations. And I'm up here making hand signals, y'all can't see. But one of these would sit outside on like an antenna or something like that. And then the other one is inside, and it will just read from the signal. So it kind of does a bridge between a station, between 2 buildings. You just point them at each other. And you can get even bigger ones that can go much farther distances if you really need to. I've seen people set up some of these, and they can go for a very long distance. Like I think one guy's house was in the valley and his office was up on a hill. So he pointed his office down to his house and was able to get internet that way. So something like that will work as well too. Miss C Productions, thank you so much. And I believe you're also a supporter. Thank you for that. All right, back to Abraham. He is saying that it's showing green while start streaming, dropping to 0, showing red, and disconnecting the live stream. I've checked the internet speed is showing 90 megabits while I've got disconnected. Is it showing 90 megabits download or upload? Because if OBS goes to red and it goes to 0, that's your upload speed that's dropped. Even if you test your ISP, it could say it's great, But again, streaming needs something consistent. Even if you get an upload speed of 20, but it only maintains that 20 for maybe 5 seconds, it's going to disconnect you. I've had a lot of people that they have great upload speeds, but their ISP is stopping consistent uploads, which is what's needed for a live stream. So you might want to check with something like that. Augustine wants to know, what do you recommend? You know what? Let me stop this. I'm gonna say this right now, because this has happened a couple of times, and I've had people email me this, and I'm not gonna put them on blast, but I'm gonna say this right now. Do not email me asking me to rig this giveaway to benefit your church. Don't do it. I promise you, when you do that, I will remove you from this. This is not meant for something like that. It's meant to give to everybody. For someone to send me an email and say that your one ministry needs it more than all the rest of them, that's selfish. Don't do that. And as well, don't get in my comments on the stream asking me to give you a camera. Don't do that. Please, don't do that. Now let me go back to my more cordial self. So my apologies for that. Let's see. Have I heard? Stream it for us. Have you heard of the RTMP mini server for NDI? No, I have not, but I need to look into that. How can I set up a 4K HDMI encoder? I've never seen that. Let me look that up. Let me see. I don't even know what that is. I need some more description of that. Who is the person who makes that? Because I don't know. I'm just looking that up, and I'm not getting anything on Google when I search that. Oh, the man is here. The man is here. I practiced with some metronome based on your question I had last week. I played drums with the metronome in my ears, but I seem to lose rhythm immediately. Is it the metronome is off? Is it not staying in time? Give me a little bit on that. Okay, Abraham, if you are 90 megabits up and down, who's your provider? Because that sounds like it's not OBS directly. It could be, actually, let me take that back. It could be your internal network as well too. I highly doubt that, but it's just process of elimination. If you have another system that's possible, it doesn't have to be super fast. See if you can bring in another computer or some way and try and live stream with it, and just see, do you get the exact same thing on that system? Because if you get the same thing, then we know it's your network. If you don't, then we know it's something with the system. Just try to work through that. Edward is saying, please remember to turn off closed captioning if the message is on Boaz. Oh. Oh man. Hey, yeah, I've actually, the NDI, I actually use that right now. If I cut over to the screen, so when I'm doing this, obviously I have YouTube open, so I'm seeing what's going on. So it's delayed, but I need to see live what's going on. So if I cut over to my screen, which is gonna loop like crazy, I have this screen showing what's going on. And this is an NDI monitor that's just showing the output of here. This is what the program that you would run full screen in that other building, which would be projected. And that way people can see what's going on, and sound can come through it as well too. Let's see. All right, Augustine, you said, oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I got a little distracted there. What would you do when OBS crashes in the middle of the stream? Honestly, at that point, similar to where we have a backup with your streaming platform, I would get comfortable with something, another free platform as possible. Like, for example, depending on where you're streaming to, if you're using Restream has services built into the web so that you can just bypass OBS and go there directly. Facebook does the same thing. YouTube does the same thing. YouTube is a little broken. It all depends on what browser you use, but there are ways to get around it. If OBS crashed, my second bet is to always go to the platform itself and just natively stream through their interface. That's what I would use if it crashed. So Stream It For Us says that app he was talking about allows your computer to act as an RTMP server and then converts it to NDI. And such, you could do a remote location and bring all the feeds in. Say, oh, awesome. I'm going to have to check that out. Thank you. Thank you. You know, I'm not going to do that. Give me 1 second, please. I'm trying to be nice. I have somebody spamming the comments, keep asking me to give them hand stuff. Please, please. That's 2. All right. Yep, we are almost at 30,000 e-missionaries. Really excited about that. Thank y'all again for all of that. Really, 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 really appreciate it. Let's see, Mark Lewis, good morning. And let me move my screen back over here so I'm not all over the place. What's your take on hardware or software encoders, and which one do you prefer? Me personally, I like software just because it easily can change. Like, for example, when Facebook went to RTMP, the secure RTMP, when it went to that, RTMP-S, when it went to that, hardware encoders had to wait for the manufacturers to do an update so that it could set that, because it was hard coded in the device to only use RTMP. But when Facebook changed it, a bunch of people who are using those dedicated hardware encoders, couldn't use them at all. I like software because the software update took seconds compared to this firmware update that may compromise the hardware and all this other stuff. There's a good use for both of them. Me personally, I like software just because of the flexibility, and I've noticed so many changes. That's why I like doing that. John, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you for the sub. And, you know, what we do here is try to make sure that we help as much as we possibly can. The man, I'm not going to put your comment up, but yes, that's coming. Abraham would like to know, can I show you the stats tab in OBS? All right, give me a second to open up OBS and we'll see what we can do. Where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? All right, let me make sure. All right, so let's cut over here now. Get rid of the comment. Cut over here. All right, so here in OBS, if you want to see the stats that I believe some people are talking about, you just go here to view, go to stats, and this will be your information here on everything that I believe that they were talking about. All righty. Let's see. Steven Stream is saying that he is using the Matrox Monarch hardware encoder. Seems really good. Yeah, I've heard good things about that as well too. They're good. Like I said, my only issue, again, the hardware encoder inside the ATEM is a hardware encoder. So yes, I use it, but right now this whole stream is being done from my computer. And yes, can the ATEM Mini Pro stream? Yes, it does really good. but we haven't gotten anywhere where it's changed stuff yet. But some of their software is not hard coded. You can easily go in and change it if need be. So yes, it's a hardware encoder, but it gives you more flexibility than some of the other ones that I've dealt with. Lester would like to know Canon G50 or the Panasonic pros and cons. Well, off the top of my head, the Canon G50 still has a link control, so you can hook up a wired remote and control it. The Panasonic 4K is good, but there is no remote. It's all Wi-Fi, so it's not as fast. And that remote, you can't turn it on and off. The link remote with the wire, you can turn it on and off. Honestly, I think the Canon G50's autofocus and features and its color science is a lot better than Panasonic's on that. But this, at that point, it's your preference. I've used both, and right now I like the G50 just because our church started with the G20, so they're in line with what we're doing. But I have owned the 4K Panasonic until I sold that to a church that bought it from me, and I liked them. I just didn't like the fact, like even my Sony that I have right here to my left right now, this has a remote that I can turn on and off and control everything from here. I like that. I don't like a wired remote, wireless remote. I'm old-fashioned. I like stuff to be wired so that if anything happens, I can easily adjust it compared to if something gets knocked out. Mark is saying that they've made the decision to get the Epiphan Pearl Mini, upgrading from the Magwell Ultrastream HD, so we'll see. Yeah, I wanted to get one of those Epiphan Pearl Minis, but I never really got a response back when I was asking them about that. I wanted to check out their PTZ cameras because they were good too, and then I found Ada Imaging, which was actually had more detail to find out what I could and couldn't use it and would it work with the A10 Mini. So yeah, there's a lot of hardware that I'd love to test out, but you know, it costs money. So unless a company is sending it to me, or unless I have a client that is trusting me to buy this equipment that I've never tested, that's when I get this equipment in. So all the equipment that I review is either I'm buying it personally, I'm doing it for an install, and it's for knowledge, or a company has sent it to me. And we haven't had a lot of hardware like that. We had the Field World mixer, we had the YOLO box, and then we had the they're on the floor around here somewhere, the Bose headphones. So we haven't had anything, you know. Oh, and we also got the cameras from Ada Imaging. That's the one right there that's going to be given away when we hit the 30,000. So yeah, we'll see. Oh yeah. And the man is saying it as well. I highly recommend it, y'all. Join the Facebook media group. These discussions go on all the time. I do not know everything. There are tons of people from media ministries all over the world, and I'm sure they may have come across some of the stuff or even using the same stuff that you're using. And that's how we all working together. We don't talk about denominations, do you sprinkle, dunk, dip, whatever. That doesn't matter. We're all working together from a technology standpoint for the main thing of spreading the message throughout the world. If your method is different, it does not matter. Is the purpose the same? Yes. Let's see. Let's see. M. Mill is saying, using the G50 like a lot of other churches, but I feel like we're not using it to its full capacity. Any chance of doing a video on camera settings, exposure, white balance, etc.? I'll try. Some of that is hard because I know the last G50 that I have is actually at Lebanon Baptist Church, and we're helping them install that. I will see what I can do with there. No promises, but I'll see what I can do with that. Abraham wants to know, how does limiter and noise compressor help in audio output? Well, the limiter it limits when too much sound is coming through, and it clips if it gets too loud. You can limit it to a certain level of like, okay, at this decibel level or this, we're not going to let anything go over that, so it completely flatlines that audio so it doesn't go over or above. That can be good and bad, but honestly, if you had to put a limiter in, that means people are too loud in the first place. And then the compressor kind of does the opposite. It increases the volume with it. Sometimes I put a compressor on this mic when I'm doing my edits, or I put a limit sometimes if need be. It all depends. It's just different tools that you play around with. Honestly, the easiest thing is just play around with it. And for me, I need to just dabble with this stuff just so I can see and hear what it performs and what it does right there on the spot. Which graphics card are you using, and what are your computer specs? You really want to know my specs? Let's see. Or maybe I shouldn't do it this way. Let me do CPU ID. I think that would work better so y'all can see. I am thinking about if I can find them in stock. I actually want to get the new Ryzen chips that came out. Now, I'm sorry the screen is small, but I would try and read this off to y'all for my specs. So currently right now, my CPU is a Ryzen 9 3900X. I am running 32 gigs of memory. I'm using an ASUS ROG Strix B450F gaming motherboard, which needs to be moved to a B550 or an X570. Like I said, 32 gigs of memory at 3200 megahertz. I am currently using an NVIDIA GeForce RTX 2070. Those are the specs of my system, for those who wanted to know. All right, Mark, I'm jealous. You said Epifan did a private demo for your church. That's awesome. Maybe I need to see if I can get them to do one. Israel MBC would like to know, recommend a 4K camera that's budget friendly. I would say the Panasonic one. But it all depends on what you mean by budget friendly, because the G50 is at $1,000. And then the Panasonic 4K is around $899. The Sony one that I'm using right here, the AX53, goes for between on a good day $750 up to $850, and this is a 4K camcorder. It all depends. I need to know what your budget is. Lester, the G50's low light performance is very, very, very good. Very good. Simon Saucy, to my knowledge, no, there is not. I mean, but that's kind of what the limiter would do. The limiter would stop it from going to a certain level. I don't know if there's something that kind of does, if there's a floor to where it won't let anything go lower than that. I'm not aware of that. So it looks like we've caught up a lot of stuff. And let me go back here real quick while we guys are waiting for some more comments to come in. For those who were watching my video about a week and a half ago, where I talked about we are re-reviewing LiveScore app, and the owner of the company reached out to me and gave me a license to give away. We picked a winner who's going to get that. That person is Dan G. Please reach out to me. Go to the About section under my channel. Send me an email, and we'll do some verification to make sure you are who you say you is, and then we will get you that license. So again, thank you for leaving a comment on the video, as well as thank Christian at LiveScore app, the owner of the company, by providing a license that we're able to give away. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. What else? So don't forget, folks, as you can see, we're close. We're close. Make sure you enter this. We're going to pick 5 winners. We are going to pick one person to win the Ada Imaging HD 100A camera. We're also going to get a second place is going to be a Stream Deck, and then third, fourth, and fifth is going to have their choice of an E-Missionary shirt. You have 16 hours to respond to your winnings to claim your right as being the winner. If you don't, we're going to rotate everybody up and go from there. So if you were the first person, doesn't respond in 16 hours, the person who was picked for the stream deck, they will be promoted to that. And if we go through everybody and they don't have anything, we're going to have to pick people all over again. And also, don't forget to register for the ATEM mini giveaway that we're doing at the last day of the month. We got 2 more for this year. We've had 2 people that got them, happy with them. I hope they are. I mean, one of them is in the chat right now. Michael Fair, he won last month. Let's see what else. What's our sub count at? So we're 70 away. Let's see. All right, Josh. Josh has is suggesting a slogan for the Facebook group. Let me know what y'all think. Says you may not know everything, but there's someone who knows something. Let me know what y'all think about that. Raul would like to know, is there an AMD equivalent to NVIDIA's NVENC encoder for OBS? Yes, it is. It's just the AMD hardware encoder. If you install the drivers, the most recent AMD drivers, it will be installed on OBS. Vlad would like to know, what about the Canon XA10? Our church bought it in 2012. Honestly, that's great. The XA line is really the same thing. It's the professional version of the G line. So at the time, I believe the XA10 was the equivalent of the G20. The only difference is the XA10 has a handle with XLR audio connections on the handle, but the specs are exactly the same. That's the only difference. So the XA55 is the equivalent of the Canon G50. It's the exact same thing. It's just the handle gives you the audio. That's it. Let's see. We've been going for an hour. Trying to think what else we got going on. Like I said, I'm going to be doing this wedding. They want me to stream it on Zoom, so that's why I need a computer for that. But they also want me to record it. So my thought is I'm going to bring the system, bring the ATEM, and I'm going to have my Rode shotgun mic because they also want me to record the wedding as well too. So I think what I'm going to do is just bring my SanDisk, plug this into the ATEM. Nope, never mind. I can't do that. I just thought about it. Because if I'm using the ATEM for my camera input, I need the USB, because the USB from the ATEM is what's going to be connected to the computer for me to connect to Zoom. So most likely I will have to break out the SD cards, hook the SD cards into the computer, into the camcorder, and record it that way. I think that's what I'm going to do. So right after this, I'm going to be going to where this wedding is going to be at and test out the connection speed, and we're going to be check that out. Yeah, Josh, it would be cool if it was 30-30, something like that. But hey, I'm just thankful that we're here. Edward, video switcher suggestions. Mine, the very top recommendation would be the ATEM Mini Pro or the ATEM Mini line. It all depends on which one that you need. That's what I would say. Abraham would like to know, what would be a good graphics card for a Ryzen 5 3600, which is what my streaming system that you're seeing right now is running on right now. I need an AMD graphics card. Honestly, a 5500, 5600, 5700 would be good for that. Yes, Mark, that would be a great camera for your main camera. The G20 is our main camera. But again, the G50 is a great camera. That's the main camera for right now at Lebanon that I install for them. JHB, yes, I could, but I just didn't want to have that many jumps. I wanted to have the smallest footprint possible. And I mean, I could. This is me testing this laptop at the same time. So I want to have as few things on it as possible. I'm just using my ATEM as an input. I do have a separate, this AJA UTAP that I could use just to bring that one camera in, but it's been acting up recently. So I know the ATEM has been performing well, so that's why I want to just stick with stuff. I don't play around when it comes to people's weddings, because if you mess that up, you don't get a chance to redo that. So I'm having redundant recording methods possible, and I might even bring up, kind of like what you said, I might bring up OBS just to have another way of recording it just in case. But we'll see. Joe, yes, actually, I really do like it. I've had this camera for maybe about 3 years, and all of my earlier stuff on YouTube was with this camera. Really happy with it. Thanks, Augustine. Much appreciate you. Thank you so much as well, too. Josh would like to know, how is the Tesla Smile going? Haven't really done much with it yet, but I am still thinking about the content of what I'm going to do with it and things like that. So I know this is a little bit off of this, but let me show y'all. This is the plan we are working towards. We are looking at getting a Model Y. And I actually have another channel that I am developing. You can subscribe to it, but there's nothing on there. It's called the Tesla Smile. We're just going to be talking about, Tesla news and going from somebody who's trying to cut over and do nothing but sustainable energy. When I buy a house, talk about solar panels, just different methods to do stuff like that. But this is the version that I want to get. I want to get long range because of all the driving that I'm doing for business. This is going to be a business vehicle. We're going with blue. We're going with the 20-inch induction wheels. I don't need a tow hitch right now. We're going with the 5-seat black interior, and we're going with full self-driving. So that is looking like around like $62,990. So that's going to be interesting. Like I said, we're saving up for that. We have quite a ways away from that, but that's the goal for those who wanted to know. Thank you so much. We're at the magic number of 69 people left. DJ AIM wants to know, and I don't know the answer to this, so I'm going to throw this out to everybody else, wants to know if he can upgrade a Toshiba C55 laptop. I don't know. Let's see. Toshiba C55. Well, I'm just wondering, what are you trying to upgrade with it? Because that's DDR3 memory, which is going to be, I guess you can still find it, but I mean, the only thing you're going to be able to really upgrade on this is possibly memory and a hard drive. That's the only thing I think that you can upgrade from that, looking up that system. All right, Chuck said he checked out one of my videos and picked up some smart plugs, and he is able to control the spotlight at his church without having to run up and down the stairs. Glad it helped. Glad it helped. Yeah, DJ, AIM, like I said, the only thing that could be upgraded is maybe the memory and the hard drive. That's about it. Yeah, that's the only reason I don't like laptops. You can't pop in a new processor, a new graphics card. You're kind of stuck with it. Oh, actually, it looks like Chuck was saying that that's the laptop he just upgraded from to get the Lenovo. So honestly, at that price, I mean, at $300, I mean, that's a steal, especially to get a Ryzen 5 for that. Let me see. Sean White would like to know, What are the benefits of using the different cable types, HDMI, etc., over another? Or is it just matching the cable types of the device? Well, it all depends. HDMI technically can only go about 20 feet without the signal being degraded. Now, you can get other ones that are HDMI over fiber and all this other stuff that could make the cable go longer. But technically, HDMI by itself really is only rated by like 20, 25 feet, something like that, before the signal degrades. SDI can go 300 feet before you need to do a repeater or something like that to boost the signal. Fiber optic cable, which I've only done that once, and that was at Good Shepherd, just because of I didn't do it for the distance. I did it for the size of the cable. It was thinner and easier to do. But fiber optic cable can go 29 miles before the signal needs to be repeated. So honestly, in my house, I'd love to put fiber in the walls for everything. I think that would be better, but hey, you never know. Let's see what else we got. Funweo. Any props on how to do QR code? Need to do one for our YouTube channel. Yeah, you can just go to any QR code generator and then make one. That's what I did for our church, and for whatever reason, I did that on one of our media ministry shirts. So it has a QR code that leads to our website, YouTube channel, stuff like that. So yeah, just do up a QR code maker. Some of them are free, or if you want it to be permanent, because actually Google used to have one, but they actually got rid of it. But let's see. Back to Edward. One of the churches that I know is using Minicam to stream to Facebook and YouTube. Do you have any tips to get them to OBS? Well, it all depends. OBS, I mean, I don't want to really persuade anybody to go to a different platform. Most of the time, I only suggest that stuff if they're brand new, they've never done anything, or they've reached limits on what they can do with their given platform. OBS, you're kind of only limited to your imagination. There are some things you can't do, like right now. I can do this, the graphics and the comments. I can do that in OBS using H2R graphics. I just can't do it with Facebook yet. There's plenty of ways to do it. It's just, I only suggest it when people said they've reached the limit of what they're doing, or they want to take it to the next level. Let's see. Hey, Chuck, you can put the link in here because it gives me permission to show the comment. So go ahead and put the link, and I'll authorize it, and it'll show. So let me know what do y'all have planned for this weekend. I think my little one wants to hang out with her cousin. So after I pick her up, she is going to hang out with oh yeah, Josh. I lost the train of thought. Josh is saying Facebook has built-in graphics. I just noticed that yesterday. So you can do other graphics in Facebook, and I might do a video on that while I'm playing around with that. But I don't stream directly through Facebook for our church. But we'll see. Hey, DJ Am, I blocked your comment. I'm going to let Chuck do the link, and I'll share that. I don't want to publicize your comment because that's your personal email. So that's why I don't want to put that out there. So, Chuck, if you would put the link to the Lenovo one, I will authorize that one, and I can turn that comment on. Michael at Best Buy waiting in the car on curbside pickup watching smart plugs to hook up for some equipment. Awesome. So what I was saying is, what do y'all have going on this weekend? I'm going to see if I can take a break this Sunday and shut it down. Maybe just hang out for the day, something like that. But my daughter wants to hang out with her cousins, so after school, she's going there to spend the night. I have a wedding, like I said, I have to do. I got a couple of people I got to follow up with. And most likely we're going to be doing this live stream giveaway tomorrow or Sunday or Monday. Either way, we're going to be hitting a number and moving beyond that. So I'm excited about that. Okay. Let me see if I can. I'll link the one that I got, and that should work as well too. Let's see. So I'm gonna post this in here. Boom. There's the link that I just put in there. I'm waiting for it to update, and I will share it on the screen. Here is the link there. That's the one to Amazon, or let me find the one to Walmart. Every time when I was trying to search this one, Chuck, it kept giving me something crazy. Let me see. Oh. And now it wants to be. Now they got them back in stock. Because when I tried to order, I had to order mine from Amazon because it was out of stock. This is the Walmart link that I will show here in a second once it updates here in vMix Social. Very long link. So that's the one that the exact one. Well, actually they're both, but at Walmart it's $50. No, $25 cheaper than the Amazon link. Morris Davis said, I received 30. I was going to say 30,000. I was like, Lord. I received a $30 HDMI video capture yesterday, and it works fine. Almost better than the Genie card. Excellent. Glad it's working for you. Let's see. Well, while we're saying that, again, I want to thank the patrons for making all of these videos possible. It's with their continued monthly support that it makes it easier to do stuff like this. So our most recent Patreon supporter is Brian Bloomer. And I know I have never gone through and named off everybody. So let me just go ahead and do that. Ad Wilson, Al Miller, Alicia Evans, Amos Mendez, Anita Well, Anthony D. Thompson, he's in here. Anthony Greer, Ashley Magenti, Azalea Carter, Barbara Thompson, Bill Andre, Brandon Washington, Caleb Balia, Kathy Brown, Chad Holmes, no relation, Charlene Winston, Chris Lay, Clarence Frederick Johnson, David Debrit, Felsvar Navar, Harry Dickens, Jack Wolf, Janice, Jarvis Gilmore, Jean David Renaud, sorry if I pronounced that last name wrong, Jerry Mackenheimer, JHB, Jim, Kenneth Ritchie, Mark Boast, Mark Carter, Matthew Chandler, Melvia H. West, Michael Fair with Connect Community Church Hamilton, Mike Lynn Oliver, Miss C Productions, OCIE, Pastor David Berry, Patrick Mwamba, Phyllis Shislam, Reginald W. Brown, Reggie Cartwell, Richard Wright, Simon Platt, Steve Spinelli, Stephen Drainin, Streets of Destiny, Tyron McLaurin, and Wellaz Zambi, sorry if I pronounced it again wrong, and Yvonne Gamblin. Thank you so much, patrons. Thank you. I really appreciate that. And let's see. Hey, AJ, is it possible to use both picture-in-picture and upstream keys simultaneously, as in press both buttons and have the function active in ATEM? Let's see. So you wanted to know about the upstream. Well, actually, yes, you can, as long as they're not using the DVE module. So yes, you can. I was getting ready to try it, but I was like, nah, actually you can. You just can't, both of them can't be using DVE at the same time. Well, DJ AIM, this is the one that me and Chuck are currently using. This is the one I'm getting ready to use for the wedding tomorrow. I streamed a little bit of Spider-Man when I was playing with that, testing it out. So yes, Josh would like to know, how did I make the YouTube member and Patreon stuff? Well, I did use this old program called Photoshop. That's how I did mine. Honestly, it's just a template, and I just changed the size of the font when I'm when I'm adding new people. So Patreon, we have way more people than on YouTube right now. So like if I come over here, it's just this template that I just come in here and just, I take this person's name, add the new one in here, and then after that, I put it in here. And I just made this. Actually, I saw somebody else that kind of did something similar. Then I just put my own twist on it. But the more people we have, I'm actually going to start doing more credits that roll like at the end of a video. It makes it a lot easier to do and to maintain. So that's how I did that. Jamie, hello. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Let's see. I see a question, waiting for it to come up here first. And social, come on now, there we go. And yes, I'm using the DVE for the digital zoom function for the picture-in-picture and the upstream key for chroma key for lyrics. Basically, when I have picture-in-picture active, when I press the upstream key, it doesn't become active. Yeah, it's probably because you're using the DVE function. Because of the digital zoom, that's what is using it. So you can only use one at a time. Morris Davis. Honestly, I've only messed with Minicam just enough just to dabble with it. It all depends on your limitations on what you want to do. That's what it's at. Sorry if that doesn't directly answer your question. Sorry, I just got thrown off by a comment that came up here. Art is training at a church. Got 8 people coming out of 35 in our church. Well, that's awesome. Let me know how that turns out for you. Philip has a question about your video you posted today in church. There was 2 white speakers with mounts. Are they going to replace the house speakers? No, actually, those speakers are, it's actually 4 of them. They are for their surround sound system that we're moving. So they have regular surround sound so that when they run regular TV or they hook up a PlayStation or a Wii, all the sound comes out of that. The speakers that were on the stands are going to be the real speakers that are being used in church. But no, they're not changing those. They're going to keep both sets, but only one of them is going to be active at a time. For that one. All right, folks, I think we're going to be shutting it down here a little bit. We started early, so we're at about an hour and a half. I want to thank y'all so much. Make sure that if you haven't, make sure that you have the notification bell on. That way you'll get notified when we come out with other lives, because we have a live that's coming soon for the 30,000 subscriber giveaway, because we're going to be hitting it pretty soon. This number keeps fluctuating. I've seen it go up to 936, then it drops back down, so we're going to be there pretty soon. Thank y'all so much. I really appreciate it for all the comments and everything like that. I think your boy is going to be taking this Sunday just to relax and chill. But we're going to be back Monday. We're going to be installing the TVs, and that same description, Anthony, that we were talking about, that's what I'm doing at Lebanon for their 2 TVs that we're going to be hanging, as well as the monitor that's going to be in the media booth. We have to have a splitter because it's more than 2. That's what we're using that for, and we're going to be running cables, crawling up onto the floor, might have a flashlight and all this other stuff because the abatement was done. We got that knocked out. We have about 7 churches in the pipeline for doing installs or upgrades. I don't know how many of them are going to be done this year, but we do have a backlog that's going into next year. Still waiting for confirmation about a trip out to Portland, Oregon to help a church out there. We got 2 other trips in California, one in Florida, another one in New Jersey. We're bouncing around, folks. So Edward wants to know, when is the So shirt coming out? Actually, I need to design it. I haven't had a chance to sit down and design it. I got the comment of what we're going to do. On the back, it says So Volunteer. I just need to think about what comment needs to go on the front. But while I'm doing that, let me know, what colors do y'all want? I can do, most of the time I do black just because it makes it easy, but I can do whatever color y'all want. Just let me know. And just anybody, give me a suggestion what you want on the front. We know on the back it says So Volunteer. What do y'all want to know what it wants to go on the front? And I will let y'all know. Lester says, I am cutting the lawn later. Awesome. Okay, Josh said blue and black. Okay. What I'm probably going to do is I'm just going to make all the colors available, and I just need to make sure I change the design so that it works with all of them. Steven, I was in Township, and then another one is like kind of close to Philadelphia. I can't remember the name of the city. I'm waiting to hear. But I know I'm going to be in Township because I'm going to be visiting one of my friends from college. Holler at her when I'm in the area, so we shall see. I'll let y'all know. I would normally put it on the community tab if I'm going to be in any cities. Love to hang out with y'all at social distancing, of course. Love to catch up and meet with y'all if I'm in any cities. So if I'm going into any major places and stuff like that, I will put that on the community tab here on YouTube. Or if you follow me on Facebook, or especially in the Facebook media group, I'll let y'all know when I'm in certain cities. So that way, well, I appreciate it. Stephen, I will let everybody know. And you are welcome. Newark, okay, Stephen. That I've flown into there a couple of times when I was working at a software company. That was my destination every time when they had me fly into there. But anyway, I hope y'all have a great weekend. If y'all are having church tomorrow, hope you have a great service. Sunday, hope you have a great service. And if no one's ever told y'all, folks, what you do is important. You are helping reach people beyond the four walls. And most of the time, these people are people we'll never meet, but you are still impacting them. Thank you so much for all you do. Love y'all. Appreciate you. Thank you so much for what you've done and helped me with. I do the best that I possibly can because I know it's helping y'all reach more people. Y'all have a great day, weekend, afternoon, evening, whatever time that you're watching this, and we will see you tomorrow in our vlog or during our 30,000 giveaway. Thank you so much. This isn't me hitting 30,000. We hit 30,000 because I couldn't have done it without y'all. Thank y'all so much, folks. Again, said I love y'all, and we will be talking to y'all later.